All right. I'm making this video today because most of my audience, based on my data analytics, says they're from 18 to 24. And usually around that age, you're starting to go to college. And maybe about a month from now, a lot of y'all will be going to college because I think college starts, at least for freshmen, starts like a week before the last week of August. So I figured, why not give some suggestions on some things, because I went to college. Now, granted, it's been a whole decade since I went to college, so some of my advice might be a little outdated. So anybody going in college or gone to college, leave some more updated advice or give some suggestions if you can, because like I said, it's been a while since I've been to college. But I figured, hey, since it's about that time of year, why not give some suggestions, And I would say these are suggestions for people that's going to like a 4-year college. Not saying that if you're going to a community college, you can't relate, but like some of these won't make sense if you're going to like a community college or if you're stay at home and going to college. This is for, people that's like kind of going away and going to college. So that's all. That's my disclaimer. All right. The first thing I suggest if you're going to be going to college is bring your own stuff. For example, like refrigerator, microwave, like bring your own so you don't have to share. Now, granted, I was talking to my mom because she likes watching like college kids like move into dorms and like recording it. I don't know why. I think she just likes decorating because she'll watch other stuff where people like decorate their house. So I think she likes the whole idea of like people decorating things. But she said that a lot of college kids now, they have their own refrigerator and microwave and other things that come with it, which is crazy because when I had to go to college, like we had to bring everything ourselves. Like I had my little small refrigerator and little microwave, but yeah, bring that yourself. If you're going to college and they don't have like a refrigerator and microwave, bring your own refrigerator and microwave so you don't got to share. Even if they do, like if you got one of those dorms that you can move into and they got like a common area and you got your own, and they got their own refrigerator and microwave, sometimes it's also still good if you can fit it in your room to have your own stuff so you can put your own stuff in there. You don't got to share. I mean, nothing wrong with sharing, but you don't got to share. You don't got to worry about like people taking your food and messing up your microwave and not cleaning it out. Like it's a lot easier if you got your own stuff. And even if you do got to share, I feel like you get to make the rules if you share. If you have your own refrigerator, you have your stuff, and then you're like, hey, don't be touching my food here. Don't be eating this and don't be doing that. And hey, clean out the microwave when you do this. Like, it's just a lot easier when you have your own stuff so you don't have to share with people. So, because most likely if you're going to college, you're probably going to have a roommate. Which leads me to my second point is try to get along with your roommate. I know that can be a little tough depending on because everybody's different. And I know for me, my first roommate was all right. Like he wasn't bad. He was all right. There was a couple of things we would have arguments, but like discussions about like before when his friends like came over and like drank all my stuff out of my refrigerator, and I was pissed. I was like, what the heck? Because my whole thing about like when it comes to food and stuff, this is why I say have your own. I don't mind sharing. Just ask. Don't just automatically go in my stuff and just assume you can. And like because I had a bunch of like brisk iced tea and it was like they were gone out of my refrigerator, and I was like, what happened? He was like, well, I didn't drink it. I said, well, it's got to be your friends because when I left, because I had to go to class and stuff. When I left, there was a bunch in here. Now I'm back and it's gone. They didn't just walk out. He was like, oh, those might have been my friends. So I'm like, well, you're responsible because they're your friends. So I'm holding you accountable for what happened. But like, yeah, like try to get along with your roommate. Like I said, my first roommate, he was all right. Eventually he moved out, which was good. I'm glad. And then my second roommate was really cool. I really liked my second roommate. Because basically my first roommate moved out maybe like for a month left of the semester, and then I had another roommate for the rest of the freshman semester. I had him. He was pretty cool. Then I just had suite mates, and that's a lot easier to have than roommates. Sometimes they can still be annoying though, because I remember my first suite mates, like they were always really loud because the vents and everything was connected, and the room was really close by, so they were always really loud. And they're always like playing video games, which is fine, but they were always just really loud at like 12, 1 o'clock, and I was like, bro, I'm trying to go to sleep. I gotta go to class, and y'all are loud as heck. Then they would always be smoking weed, and I'm just like, bro, if you gonna smoke weed outside the dorm. Like, why are you smoking in the dorm? I remember they set off the fire alarm like 2 times because they were smoking. I know it's because they were smoking up in there, but I'm just like, ugh. But then like the second, that was in sophomore year, the second year, junior year, my suite mates was really cool. First of all, the way my dorm was designed, you would basically have 2 suite mates on one side, and then with their separate rooms, and then the common area, and then 2 suite mates on the other side. 2 suite mates on the other side, they did not bother nobody for the most part. One guy, he was sometimes annoying, but like for the most part, they stuck to themselves. And I remember because the first half of the semester, I had a friend that was my suite mate, and essentially like he only came into his room like Tuesdays and Thursdays because he lived off campus. So pretty much the whole side was just me. It was great. And then I remember my last, what I call my super senior year, because I had to stay an extra 3 months because the first 3 months of college was rough for me. I had a roommate that I could not stand. And I remember because like him and his girl would like, I don't like people that's like, coming over my place because we're having a party, because I'm an introvert anyway, and I don't like going outside if I don't have to. But like, you would always have people over in the room and stuff. I remember him and his girl were over, and I swear they were having sex at night, and I was like, bruh, come on, like y'all can't do that when nobody's here. Like I didn't like him. He was a typical football player. And then I switched to suite mates and I had a different guy, and he would leave from Friday to Sunday. He would usually come back on Monday. So Friday to Sunday he was usually gone, and then Monday through Thursday we had similar schedules. You know, I would say maybe Wednesday or whatever, we might not like have where he might be out and I might be in the room, but our schedules were pretty similar. But even when we were in the room, it was pretty chill. So he was cool. But yeah, try to get along with your roommate, because you're gonna have to be staying with them. So establish rules, boundaries. Don't be afraid of confrontation, because you gotta live there. You don't want to be in a horrible situation, because like I said, I've been where you had a horrible roommate. You're just like in a horrible situation. You're like, bro, it sucks. You can't have your own peace in your room. You're gonna hate being there. So like I said, try to get along with your roommate if you can. If you know you're not gonna do it, be there for long or with that roommate. Complain to your, what's it called, RA or something. Just like I said, try to get along, because you're gonna have to stay with them for a while. So there's that. The next point is usually freshmen, when they go to college, they're gonna be in college. I think they go to college like a week before, because that's what I remember. When you go to college a week before campus, this is your chance to find out where everything is. Like everything. Find out like where your classes are. Like usually they'll give you your class schedule. You have a class schedule. Go by the buildings and see which buildings your classroom. Like find the exact classroom where you are. So like when class day comes, you don't get lost on campus. Go find out where the cafeteria is. Go find out where like the main student hall for us, because I went to Old Dominion, it was called the Web Center. Like go find out where the main hall is. Go because you're there a whole week. Go like look at the bus schedule. If there's a bus schedule, if there's buses on campus and you don't have a car, and you like, okay, is there a Walmart nearby? Is there a grocery store nearby? Is there buses that take you to and off campus? Like that's what I would do everything. Like I said, so I know where everything is. I'm not gonna be lost on the first day of campus, because you don't want to be on first day of campus, because everybody be late on the first day of class or whatever, and some teachers don't be waiting. So like I said, it's better for you to just figure out where everything is on campus. If you're going to be there a week, or like I said, go look at the restaurants, go look at the main hall, go look at where the register center is, go look at like the finance. If you're doing financial aid, go find that building. Like especially take care of your like loans or money stuff. You definitely want to go find where the library is, because you're probably going to be needing to know where that is. Like I said, like if you're on a campus, like you're away, and it's just better for you to just figure out where everything is that week, while you're on campus. So when, like I said, the week of, when everybody else comes to campus, you're good to go. Another suggestion is find people you want to be around. Find a good friend group that you want to be around, because that will definitely enhance your college experience. It could take your college experience from being really bad to really good. I know for me, like when I first went there, because I thought I was going to, when I first went to college, I thought I was going to a college that didn't have a lot of people from my high school because it was like 3 hours away from where I lived. But a bunch of people from school came. And I remember trying to, like, because I was a Christian, I remember trying to hang out with people that claimed to also be Christian. And they were some of the worst people ever. The worst people ever. I ended up having a friend group. One of the guys I ended up befriending because I remember we had an orientation together like maybe a month before when school started. Was it a month before? I don't know if it was 3 months or a month. But yeah, I ended up friending him and like 2 other people. And they were really chill. And that was like that was my Samurai Champloo group of college. If you've seen Samurai Champloo, you know what happens at the end. Like that's how we were. Like they were my Samurai Champloo homies, bro. We were really tight knit and cool people in college. And the one thing I liked about it is because like they weren't Christian per se, like they believed in God, but they weren't Christian. But like they had to me, they had a lot more like sensible values and morals and stuff. So it was easy to hang out with them and not compromise on my morals and values when it came to things. And I really liked that. Like they were so cool. I remember once was it spring break? One of them came and stayed with me at home. And we went, I remember because our church had a 25th anniversary. It was 25 years since the church opened up, and like he came with us and it was chill, bro. Like that was my group of people. So you definitely want to find a group of people that you can trust. Because like I said, it just helps to have like good friends in college than like being a loner. You know what I mean? So there's that. The other thing you definitely want to do is like find some club or activity to like be a part of. I don't remember what day, but usually campuses, they should have like I don't know if it's a club week or club day, where basically all the different club or activities like hang out during like the main center. That's what we had at Old Dominion. They'd hang out like at the main center, and basically you just go up and figure out what club. Like they have big signs, you just go up and figure out like what club, and you can like sign up, and they'll tell you like, you know, or they'll have flyers be like, okay, the club starts at this time at this place, you know, in this building, whatever. It's really easy to find because, you know, you don't want to just be working all day, you know, doing your homework, or, you know, if you are doing work study or whatever, you want to be able to have some kind of social activity. So definitely find a club or activity to be a part of. And if you're a Christian, definitely find like a local church. If you're away in that area, try to find a local church. Like I said, they might have some Christian clubs on campus too. So because that's important, you're going to need community. So definitely do that. Speaking of work study, because this wasn't something I planned, but also see if you can apply to like work study and like see if that's a thing. Because I remember when I tried to do it, they were like, oh, your dad makes too much money. I was like, I don't got nothing to do with me. So if they got work study there, see if you can apply for that, because that's also important. Okay, a big one. Get to know your teachers in your class, bro. Because I know, like, I mentioned this in my very first, like, video, my Terraria life advice video, where it was like, don't skip class. Don't skip class. But also get to know your teachers in your class, because I'm telling you, that will definitely help you out. Like, if you go to class often and you get to know your teachers, if something happens, like you get sick or you don't come to class, or maybe a book report is due and you don't turn it in, they will most likely have a lot more mercy and grace on you. And so it's just better for you to get to know you, especially if you in a class of like 200 people. If you stand out a lot more, if you're in a class of like 200 people or 300, how many, you got those big classes where obviously the teacher's not gonna know everybody's name. If you know that get to know that teacher more, like I said, they're more likely to remember you, and give you a lot more mercy and grace when it comes to something goes wrong. Even if you have a class of like 30 people, getting to know the teacher, talking to the teacher, showing up to class is good. Like I said before, classes that take attendance, you show up to class, that's a free like anywhere from 15 to 25% of your grade. That's just positive. So show up. Like obviously you might not show up on every class, like if you're sick or something crazy happens, but show up as much as you can, bro, because like it's just better for you to do that. That's something I definitely wish I had done. If I had done that more, I definitely would have graduated college with a 3.0 instead of a 2.95. So definitely get to know your teachers and show up to class, because those things are super important. Another thing is be aware of your surroundings. Just because you're in a new place, especially like I said, if you're going away from campus, if you're going to a different state, if you're going out of town, you just don't know. Because like I said, I went to Old Dominion, and anybody that knows Old Dominion, smack dab in the middle of the hood. Like, you gotta be wary of your surroundings. You know, don't be going out outside like at 12 to 3 or whatever. Like sometimes don't go out by yourself. And most of the time people are like, oh, if you're a woman, man, if you're a man, don't be doing that. Because you just don't know, bro. And men are more likely to get attacked and murdered anyway. So just don't do that. Be aware even of the people you're around, because you'd be surprised how like sneaky people can be. Like I had an incident that happened myself where I thought this girl was really cool, and then she did some sneaky devious stuff, and I was like, hey, yo, you got to be wary of people like in your surroundings. So just like especially if you're out of town, you're not in your normal community where you're at, just be wary of people. And like what they say, keep your head on a swivel. That's what I grew up saying. So just be wary of that. Another important thing is learn to network when you're in college, because that helps with more opportunities. So getting to know people, like I said, this is why you got to go to your clubs, activities, make friends. Learning to network is good because it can really help you out. For example, because I was a friend, I was friends with one of the people, I ended up getting my very first like library type job. It wasn't my first job, but it was the job I worked on campus, because like one of my friends, she was like, yeah, I work in the music library. And so I ended up working there, and that ended up being the best job I ever worked at, period, till this day. That was my favorite job. I worked there in like a year and a half, and that was my favorite job I ever worked in the music library, because I liked literally 99% of the staff, the patrons or the guests or whoever that came to the library. They were most of the time chill. Like it was the best work experience I ever had. So, and that was all because I was friends with somebody. So networking can be a great thing, especially after college. I know people get into sororities, fraternities. I hear that can help with networking. Like I said, just knowing people afterwards can help it with the job, or just like I said, certain activities or opportunities you can get. So learning to network is really, really important. So definitely do that in college, because it just gives you more opportunities. And my second to last point is remember why you're in college. Like you can have fun, but remember, you're in college to get an education. You know what I mean? So, that's what you need to do. Like partying and having fun, that's cool. But just remember why you're there, to get an education. If you're paying all this money, or if your parents paying all this money, you don't want to waste that. So just remember why you're there. And then the last point is, counter to the point, is have fun while you're in college, bruh. Because you're in college. It's a new venture. It's a new time period. Like I said, sometimes it's a new town, a new state. Have fun. Enjoy yourself in college. I know for me, college was like probably one of the best experiences I ever had. It was way better than me than high school. So just have fun while you're in college. Enjoy it while you're there. Even if you don't, finish all of it, enjoy what you can and while you have it. Because college is made to, like I said, you're supposed to be there to get an education, but it also can be really fun. So that's all I had to say about that. Thank you if you watched all the way through this video. Like I said, hopefully you can leave some comments to some more suggestions, because like I said, I haven't been in college in over a decade. So there's that. Yeah, if you made it this far and you liked it, like, comment, subscribe, help boost that YouTube algorithm. So yeah. All right. Hope you have a good day. Peace.